do you do when someone tells you that they're ill or tells you that someone you both know is struggling with health issues or a disease? How do you serve these people, Merlin?
I pray for them, Arthur.
You do? I thought you only made intentions, but you pray as well?
Of course I pray, although it's not the same kind of prayer that's commonly used today.
How so?
Well, instead of seeing anyone as being sick, I see them in their highest light. I see them as happy and healthy as they can possibly be, and I hold that vision in my mind, regardless of what anyone else tells me about them, and regardless of what they tell me about themselves.
You mentioned that once before, Merlin. Why don't you just pray for them like everyone else does?
Because when most people pray, they're holding the thought of themselves or others in a state of sickness or disease or lack. When they do that, they're reinforcing the issue. They're often making it worse.
I don't understand. How can that be?
Like everything else we manifest, laddie, it all comes back to the law of precipitation, which states that our thinking and our spoken words are the forerunners of the circumstances we're experiencing. First comes our thought, then we speak it aloud, then the physical experience follows. It always works that way.
So let me guess. If we're thinking about being sick or talking about being sick, then we're actually and actively involved in the creation of our own sickness. Yes?
Exactly. And it works the same way for thinking about others, too. When we think about them being sick and we tell others about them being sick, we make them sicker. We add to their pain and discomfort. Understand?
I do now, but I still don't see how it all works.
It works because on an unconscious level, we're all connected. As we've already said, we all share the same mind. Even though we're all taught to believe otherwise, in truth, we're not separate from one another. The mind that's in you is the same mind that's in me.
So, what you're saying is if we have a thought in our mind about someone else, then on a very subtle, unconscious level, they'll have that same thought as well and react to it accordingly.
That's correct. And that's why we need to be much more careful about our thoughts of sickness, because sickness thoughts beget more sickness, just as wellness thoughts beget more wellness.
That makes perfect sense now. So, what can I do to change the way I pray for my sick friends?
It's simple, Arthur. Now, instead of seeing them sick and struggling, you can serve them by seeing them already well and in perfect health.
Okay, I can do that. But one more question, if you please. Back to where we started this discussion. Specifically, when someone else is telling me about their health challenges or someone else's health issues, what's the best way to handle it?
You can hold still. You don't react outwardly at all, not even with a nod of your head, because if you react, you'll be adding to their sickness. You see, laddie, commiseration doesn't work. It only makes things worse for everyone. What truly works is to hold the vision of the other person in perfect wellness, regardless of what anyone tells you to the contrary. When you're able to withhold your commiserative reactions, then you can go into your proverbial closet and pray for them by envisioning them in their highest light, at their very best, happy, healthy, and living their life to the fullest.